The Mavericks rookie is drawing LeBron James comparisons and has fast-forwarded his team's decision-making. Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki has seen many things in his 21 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks. What he had never seen, until last month, was a fellow Maverick who could attract nearly 24 autograph seekers in sub-zero temperatures to greet the team bus on a Thursday morning in Detroit. Luka Doncic did just that in the 2 a.m. hour of January 31st, as the Mavericks pulled into a hotel adjacent to the world headquarters of General Motors, on the unglamorous end of a back-to-back set that began in New York. It is likewise safe to presume that none of Nowitzki's other 197 teammates over 2 decades in Dallas could have inspired what happened mere hours later. In a swift-moving blockbuster trade, Dallas acquired Kristaps Porzingis from the Knicks to serve as Doncic's sidekick, with Mavericks general manager Donnie Nelson openly admitting that he pushed for the deal because Doncic has fast-forwarded a lot of our decision-making. These are the tales from just one day, albeit maybe the wildest day, of what Nowitzki frequently refers to as Lukamania. When we get to cities now, even late at night, there are so many people waiting with things for him to sign that it's almost like we're the Warriors, Nowitzki said. Lukamania is real. We're living it every day. This week brings another milestone for Doncic, who celebrates his 20th birthday on Thursday. He is averaging 20.9 points, 7.2 rebounds and 5.7 assists through 56 games and is responsible for 4 of the 5 triple-doubles in NBA history recorded by teenagers. It is a start that has quickly validated Nelson's long-held belief that Doncic possessed superstar potential. The only other rookie in league history to hit those levels over a full season was Oscar Robertson in 1960-61. I love guys that can pass the ball, Nelson said, prioritizing Doncic's ability to run a team at 6 feet 7 inches over the fact he is already known for having the league's second most feared step-back jump shot, behind only James Harden's. I knew I could play over here, Doncic said, but it's better than I expected, for sure. The gaudy numbers and worldwide interest in his exploits enabled Doncic to amass more than 4 million votes in NBA All-Star balloting, trailing only LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Doncic, in other words, finished higher in league-wide balloting than Michael Jordan, 5th, did as a rookie. Higher, too, than James, 13th, and even Yao Ming, who could manage only the 4th highest total in 2003 despite the considerable voting might of Yao's native China. Doncic's instant production has also validated every pundit who insisted, amid no shortage of skepticism, that concerns about Doncic's athleticism and corresponding ability to deal with the length of NBA defenders were folly given the rampant success he achieved both at the club Real Madrid and national team Slovenia levels as an 18-year-old. In the process, Doncic has unleashed a torrent of second-guessing upon the teams Phoenix, Sacramento and Atlanta that let him slip to the Mavericks. Yet Doncic insists his maiden NBA season, which appears destined to be christened with the league's Rookie of the Year trophy, has not been as easy it looks. The Mavericks, you see, were 26-34 entering Wednesday night's home date with Indiana and likely to miss the playoffs for a 3rd consecutive season. They have traded away all 4 of Doncic's projected fellow starters, Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wes Matthews and Harrison Barnes, in deals that netted Porzingis and roughly $30 million in salary cap space, neither of which can help the team this season. It is the first time in Doncic's life, since he took up basketball at age 7, that he has experienced losing. One hint of how well he's coping with it, Doncic has pulled his jersey apart in frustration after a play gone awry twice. It's harder than people think, Doncic said. He's a winner, he won everything in Europe, Juancho Hernangomez of the Denver Nuggets said. So every time he loses, he gets so mad. Hernangomez has been observing Doncic from close range for years, both on the floor, since Doncic played alongside Hernangomez's brother, Charlotte's Willy Hernangomez, at Real Madrid, and through their shared WhatsApp chat room, which houses various European players fond of the popular video game Fortnite. But Mavericks officials are not worried about a scouting report from a friend that paints Doncic as a sore loser. He doesn't handle losing well, I know that for a fact, Dallas coach Rick Carlisle said. But I don't handle losing well, either. As recently as May 15, Mavericks executives were worried about Doncic, big time. Having known for more than a year that they wanted to draft him if they had the chance, team officials were crestfallen in Chicago when Dallas slipped from a projected number 3 in that night's draft lottery to number 5. "It was devastating for us," Nelson said. "We thought our chance to get him was gone because it's really hard to trade up in the lottery." Nowitzki betrayed a public hint of the organization's disappointment when he tweeted this reaction, "Of course. To move up high enough, Dallas ultimately had to persuade the Atlanta Hawks to surrender the number 3 overall pick. It cost Dallas both the number 5 pick, which Atlanta used to take Trae Young, as well as the Mavericks' top pick in the 2019 draft. But the Dallas owner, Mark Cuban, blessed the deal, even at that price, because Nelson lobbied so hard for it. 5 years earlier, during the 2013 draft, Nelson and his longtime international scout, Tony Ronzone, pushed for the Mavericks to use the number 13 pick on a little-known Greek teenager named Giannis Antetokounmpo. Cuban wouldn't allow it, given that Antetokounmpo, unlike Doncic, was mostly a mystery, and promptly regretted it as Antetokounmpo blossomed into a star in Milwaukee.